When I first married David, I knew it wouldn't just be about starting a new chapter with someone I loved. I was also becoming a part of a family that already had its own rhythm, its own beat. David's son, Ethan, was 17 at the time, a quiet, respectful kid who mostly kept to himself. He wasn't rude or dismissive, just reserved. He would nod politely, murmur a thanks when I made dinner, and then retreat back to his room like a turtle into its shell. I didn't push. I knew that these things took time. After all, I was a new presence in his life, someone stepping into the role his mother once filled, though I had no intention of replacing her. I just wanted to be a supportive adult in his life. I offered gentle conversations, asked about school now and then, and gave him space. Over the years, things slowly warmed. By the time he turned 19, Ethan had grown taller, more confident in his steps. He still had that soft-spoken charm about him, but every now and then, I'd catch a glimmer of something more in him, a budding sense of independence, a voice trying to find its volume. That night, the one that changed how I saw him, came unexpectedly. David had gone on a work retreat for the weekend, leaving just the two of us in the house. It wasn't unusual. We'd been under the same roof for a few years by now, and there was a comfortable rhythm to our coexistence. We ordered pizza, watched a movie, and even laughed together more than usual. The power flickered that night, a sudden summer storm passing through. The house dimmed, and then silence. No more hum of the refrigerator, no more TV. Just candlelight and the rain tapping steadily on the windows. "Looks like it's just you, me, and the thunder," I said with a chuckle, lighting a few candles from the kitchen drawer. Ethan shrugged, sitting cross-legged on the couch. "Kinda peaceful, honestly." I looked at him then, really looked. The boy I had met had grown into a young man, his posture straighter, his gaze steadier, though still tinged with that familiar shyness. There was something different in the air. Not tension, but a quiet shift, like a breeze had changed direction. I used to be terrified of storms when I was younger, I admitted, settling down with him in the candlelight. "You don't seem scared now," he said, looking at me sideways. "I guess some fears fade when you grow up." He smiled softly. "Or maybe you just learn to face them." That struck a chord. It wasn't just about thunderstorms. It was about everything, the unspoken words, the closed doors, the distance we had maintained for so long. In that moment, it was as if Ethan decided to speak more freely, to show me a version of himself I hadn't seen before. He asked me about my job, about what I liked to do before I met his dad. He laughed at my stories. He shared some of his own, about high school awkwardness, college applications, dreams of moving to the West Coast. There was a warmth there that hadn't existed before, not romantic, not forbidden, but human. Two people finally understanding one another. And the beauty of it was that Ethan wasn't just responding anymore, he was leading the conversation, guiding it with sincerity and interest. For the first time since I'd known him, he wasn't hiding behind his walls. He was stepping forward, taking control of the moment in his own quiet way. It wasn't about power or confidence in the conventional sense, it was about choosing to be seen. And he was. Later that night, as the storm passed and the lights blinked back on, something had changed between us. The air wasn't heavy. It was light, full of mutual respect, understanding, and the kind of bond that forms when people truly listen to each other. David returned the next day, and life resumed its normal pace. But from that point on, Ethan was different. He greeted me with more than just a nod. He offered opinions, teased gently during dinner, helped around the house without being asked. And when he eventually left for college that fall, he hugged me tightly, thanking me not just for everything I had done, but for being patient, for being there. That night in the storm didn't mark a romantic moment, it marked a turning point. The moment a shy young man found his voice, and the woman he had once kept at arm's length became someone he could trust. There's something beautiful about watching someone come into their own. About seeing shyness melt away not with force, but with warmth. And though we never spoke about that night again in detail, I think we both knew it mattered. It reminded me that sometimes, the most powerful changes happen not with grand gestures, but with small moments of honesty shared in candlelight, while rain taps gently against the window.